We've had others in the past that kind of come and gone. Again, I'll go back just to our partnership with them, having someone that we can rely on. Nothing's perfect, so when there are issues, they look at it, they'll help us change whatever it is. It's not a handoff and say, here, go fix it yourself. They'll actually offer to say, let's jump in and let's figure this out. Let's work on it. We can fix it together. Yeah, my name is Alex Battard, and my role at Universal Data is I'm the Chief Information Officer. We're out of New Orleans. We focus on the Gulf Coast region. We have some customers in Texas, but we go across the Gulf Coast. I deal a lot with our consulting side, with our customers. I do pre-sales, educate them on new solutions, new technologies that are out there. We serve all verticals except industrial and federal government. Our typical customers are anywhere from 25 to about 300 users, and our focus, our mission is managing business risk in the era of cyber attacks. So we didn't have a solid partner to rely on for email security. The biggest thing with Vircom we got is that partnership and relationship with them. We consult with them with certain problems. Their support has been great. We had just some default like Microsoft solutions, but as security just changed, the landscape of email compromises and cybersecurity threats changed, we needed something that was more robust. So we got with Vircom, and Proofpoint was our solution that we went with. We needed a partner that we can scale from like a small number of clients up. And if you go directly with Proofpoint, there's a very high minimum commit that you need to get to. So we started looking at resellers of Proofpoint, and we came across Vircom at that point. We spoke with a couple of their members of their team, and they were very knowledgeable. They had their packaging well laid out. A big part of what we wanted is some seamless integration with our PSA and billing system, so they integrated with that. They gave us flexibility with minimum starts, made it very easy to onboard with them. It's gotten stronger. We've evolved into more services, so we typically just doing the email filtering with Proofpoint. As of last year, we've moved into Red Sift OnDMARC. We onboarded with email compromise being the primary threat that our customers are seeing. We wanted to add on some additional security services for email, and the Red Sift OnDMARC product was a good fit for us. They've done a really good job of, I want to say, hand-holding us through the process. They have best practices for how you onboard a Proofpoint email filtering customer, how you onboard a Red Sift OnDMARC customer. They have documentation to lay out that process. Each customer we've done so far, they've been involved in every onboarding, and they've walked us through the configurations. On top of that, they've provided SOPs for our help desk to use for different troubleshooting scenarios. So they wrote that documentation and provided for our team. They were extremely knowledgeable, not just about their solution of Proofpoint, but they were very knowledgeable just about the landscape of email and the threats that email compromises were coming through for customers. On top of that, when we were doing the Red Sift onboardings, they had a specific engineer that was probably the most knowledgeable person I've ever met as far as what an email is made of, how the Red Sift product works, and DMARC and SPF and DKIM, all that stuff. Beyond that, when you have engineers that are that good, they're usually very booked up. I think they have a depth of great engineers, so we've always been able to speak to someone. Everyone we've spoken to has been very knowledgeable. If it's over their skill level, they were able to escalate it to the right person very quickly. We've had others in the past that kind of come and gone. Again, I'll go back just to our partnership with them, having someone that we can rely on. Nothing's perfect, so when there are issues, they look at it, they'll help us change whatever it is. It's not a handoff and say, here, go fix it yourself. They'll actually offer to say, let's jump in and let's figure this out. Let's work on it. We can fix it together. They started with minimum commits for us, so we were able to basically, let's try this out. Let's start with like 5 customers and work our way up. We were able to kind of scale up with no pressure. On top of that, they've started changing into bundles. They're bundling different products that give us a lower cost for the end users. As we've been scaling up, there's been more services added into it and bundled, and that kind of worked out with our security offerings of how we wanted to position email security for our customers. There's different levels of Proofpoint, so they were able to give us a higher level version. while bundling that with the Red Sift product. By doing that, we were able to include like email tagging. So if it's a new domain, things like that, it would come up as a flag banner on people's Outlook that they could see that this is a brand new domain, it's probably a bad sender, things like that. So we were able to get a higher level of Proofpoint, and then we also add on the Red Sift product to that as well. Ease of support. I mentioned that it's very easy to get in touch with someone on their team. A huge benefit has been training. I mentioned that they've have great documentation. They've actually created documentation for our engineers, so standard operating procedures of if you get this alert or this error, this is what you do. The other big piece is the ease of billing, so it integrates with our ConnectWise PSA. Our user invoicing and all that is all synced from the Vircom Portal. I would tell them to give them a shot. They'll live up to your expectations or probably exceed them.